Welcome to another mission. On today's episode, we're sitting down with a voice that's been representing salsa right here in the Midwest, from performing with orchestras at a young age to sharing the stage with some of the legends of Latin music. This artist has been keeping the rhythm and salsa alive here in Milwaukee and beyond. He's a singer, songwriter, performer whose music is available on all streaming platforms and whose passion for salsa runs deep through Puerto Rican culture and tradition. Today we talk about his musical journey, the salsa scene in the Midwest, the influence of the legends before him, and what keeps him inspired and keeping making music. So buckle up, this is another mission, and today we're heading into the world of salsa with Milwaukee's own Junior Rivera. Well, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Mission to Mars podcast. I'm your host, Mario Ortiz, and today we're talking salsa. Not the salsa that you eat, although hay hambre en el pueblo, so I might be going downstairs. But it's the salsa that you listen to, and the salsa that you listen to is one of my favorite. Like I always mentioned, salsa always kind of takes me back to Puerto Rico, the roots, the island, and all of that. And I'm here with a good friend of mine, a local singer-songwriter that's been representing the culture of Puerto Rico with his music and his talent. Please welcome Junior Rivera.
Thank you, Mario.
Yeah, man.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Thanks for being on the show. I know we had some scheduling conflicts and stuff, but and then your health too. Like you just recently was in the hospital, so
yeah.
Hopefully. But for those that don't know you and are just discovering you, tell us who Junior Rivera is and how did your love for salsa begin?
All right. Well, first and foremost, I mean, I'm a husband. I'm a father.
Awesome.
I'm a son. I'm blessed to still have my parents. Both of them here.
That is awesome.
I'm also a longtime machinist at Harley Davidson. And man, my love for salsa started, I was very, very young. My father was a singer.
Oh, really?
Here in Milwaukee. Some of the first actual salsa bands, if I'm not mistaken, one of them was called La Ganga.
La Ganga?
Yes.
Okay. This is cool.
That was the Ortiz brothers, Julian Ortiz.
Hey, Ortiz in the house, baby.
And his brother and a couple other guys.
Okay.
I'm not familiar with the other groups, but then he eventually evolved into a group that really put a statement, here in Milwaukee and in Chicago, was called La Controversia. And that was Joey Burgos, Alberto Rivera, Quique, was the band leader, Quique Robles, Wally Robles, Maria Robles, Cheo, may he rest in peace. He's no longer with us, unfortunately. But that band was rocking, man. It was rocking.
He stayed in there for a long time? He
stayed in there for a long time, and then it disbanded. Unfortunately, they recorded an album.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can find it on YouTube. Type in La Controversia, and it'll pop up, man.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah,
I'm going to check it out. I'm glad we haven't connected for a little while, man. It's been a minute, so it's been. I don't think I ever knew that. And you started. Young too, so growing up, what were some of the sounds or the artists that influenced your style?
Man, my dad used to have this LP, Fania All Stars, live at the Cheetah. Oh my gosh!
I could just see that album cover.
Man, actually, the album cover was actually people at this club. It was called the Cheetah
Club Cheetah.
Yeah, the Cheetah Club, and the Fania All Stars recorded an album live. Man, it's one of the most, to me, it's one of the most influential albums. Besides Siembra. With Willie Colon and Ruben Blades, which is like the all-time selling, Latin album of all time. That comes to mind. But man, that got me hooked, man.
Yeah, was it like the music, the sound of it, or like what they were saying?
Oh, it was everything. It was the music, the sound, the singers. I mean, all in one night, man. Back then, you had Cheo Feliciano, you had Hector Lavoe.
Casi no.
Richie Ray, Bobby Cruz, Ismael Miranda, Ismael Quintana, Peter Conde Rodriguez, Adalberto Santiago, Santito Colon. I mean, wow, it was just incredible, man. The cream of the crop in New York City. I mean, them guys, Johnny Pacheco, may he rest in peace as well. That's
a roster, bro.
Bro,
I'm gonna have to check that one out too, man. You putting me up on some game here.
yeah. Find your All Stars live at the Cheetah. That's probably on. You find it on YouTube too, man. It was called Volume 1. But man, it was.
Salieron con más? Or like the Volume 1 was.
It was just the Volume 1, and I'm like, okay, is there a Volume 2, 3, 4, 5?
You're waiting for the best ones, yeah.
But the singers that stood out most to me and for me was Hector Lavoe.
That was one of my favorites.
Cheo Feliciano and Peter Conde Rodriguez. Man, them guys, they could really throw it down. I mean, improvising, singing, doing soneros, on the spot, and things like that.
What are soneros for people that don't know what that is?
Soneros is like when you're improvising, you have a chorus that sings a line, and then you have so many music bars. It could be 4 bars, 8 bars, sometimes 16. And in between that space, you have to. It's like rapping, man. When you
freestyling.
Like freestyling it, exactly. That is it in a nutshell. You are freestyling in between that gap. So,
that's what's up.
at a young age, I had an issue with doing that because my Spanish was limited. My pop spoke to me in English, and the only real Spanish I had was with my mom. My mom, still to this day, she has problem talking English, speaking in English.
Yeah, como mami siempre era Spanish. All the time.
Español.
Español siempre, yeah.
But you go to school, and it's English,
Yeah, that's what's difficult here, and all your friends and all that stuff. It makes it harder now too because all the social media, todas las cosas on the TV and all that stuff. What helped me back in the day was like in casa there was none of that. Like when you talk to mom, it was like you have to talk in Spanish. You have to figure it out.
And it was funny because she would talk to me in Spanish and I would speak to her in English, and we understood each other. But anyway.
Well, you started when you were like 14 years old?
14,
is that right?
Yes.
That's crazy, man. 14, I'm balling outside. I'm now thinking about playing.
I know. I was
just singing and stuff.
I was out there balling basketball, football, baseball, with the guys. And then one day, because what happens is after La Controversia disbanded, it was like maybe 2 years had passed. And then the Robles family decided, no, we're gonna make another band.
Okay.
So they called my dad. Albert Rivera was on bongo.
Was your dad? Oh, was he?
My dad was my dad was one of the vocalists.
Okay.
Yeah, him and Ramon Heli were the vocalists, and they were rehearsing. Man, they were rehearsing for like a year in the basement of the Robles family house. And then one day, what happened was, man, honestly, at that time, 14, I got hooked on the Sugar Hill Gang. I said a hip, hop, a hibbit to the hibbit.
Yeah, Sugar Hill Gang. You don't know what that is, man. You gotta stop listening.
So I said, well, I think I'm gonna be a rapper, man. So I was all into that, And then my dad one day pounded on my bedroom door, boom, boom, boom. Turn that off. He said, you want to hear some real music? Come with me to practice. So I went, and then I was like, whoa, wow.
So like inspired of what your dad was already doing.
Yeah,
that's what's up.
And then I started going with him, and I would just sit there, and they're rehearsing, and I'm just sitting there watching intently. I was more into the percussion part, and Albert Rivera was actually the one who taught me how to play bongo.
So you toca el bongo?
Yes.
Okay.
I play bongos and do lead vocals at the same time, which is something a lot of people cannot do. But it's a lot of work.
Yeah, I'm a but they go too many things at the same time.
I was looking at that. I was looking at the person. Congas, timbales. I was all enamored with it. And then
at what point did you feel like?
At the same time, I was listening, to what they were singing and stuff. And then one day, my dad goes, hey, he goes, I heard you singing them chorus lines in your room, just here, take a mic, just sing the chorus with me. Okay. And I did, and everybody was like looking at each other, and then the band leader Wally Robles, he's like, "You're gonna be my corita," and I'm like, well, "What is that?" He's like,
That's
you know,
funny.
you're gonna learn all the coros. So I did, man. I learned them all, and eventually they decided, you know, I think you should take a lead on a song, and I believe my first song was a song by Frankie Ruiz when he was with La Solución. It was, the song was called La Rueda, and I learned that song and I sang it, you know, and it just took off from there.
You mentioned your dad's heard you singing in the room and stuff. Was that something that you were like, you grew into trying to sing at some point?
Not really. I would just, you know,
just singing along to the song.
Just singing along to the songs. You know, I was listening to the songs that they rehearse and stuff like that, and I would just, you know, singing the background vocals.
Yeah, sing in the shower. Yeah.
But but you know, in the beginning, all I knew how to sing was what I heard on the record.
Okay.
You know, all that improvising stuff I did not know how to do because my Spanish vocabulary was very limited, and you know, as time went on, they would say, oh, you know, you got to learn, you got to improvise, go do it, you know. And I'm like, you know, stuck because I didn't know what that method was, what that formula was, you know. And after, I think the band was together for like 4 or 5 years, they disbanded, and you know, other, you know, the guys went with other bands and stuff like that.
Okay, it's like spread out and stuff.
Nobody was calling me. And then I'll never forget, there was a singer, they called him Gali. His name was Gali. I don't know what his real full name was, but I went out one day, you know, one night to go see a band, and he was singing in it, and he was like, you know, they're never going to call you. I don't know what you're doing here, because all you sing is what's on the record. You got to learn how to improvise. And I'm like, but I don't know what that is. You know, I didn't. You know, and he says, start listening to singers, what they're singing, write it down. He goes, write the whole song down and write their soneos down, their freestyling down. He goes, and then try to match it with the beginning of the song of what they're singing about. Okay. So I kept doing that, and
this is when you're still younger? Like,
yeah, I was like 18, 19.
18 already? Okay.
Yeah. 18, 19, 2 kids, forced to be an adult.
Yeah, no, I hear that. Yeah, kids at a young age. Yeah,
man,
you got to grow quick.
It was too young.
You got to figure it out.
You know, I you know, just kept listening. You know, back then it was after LP, it was cassettes.
Cassettes,
you know?
Yeah. And flipping the flip,
burning the cassettes up. You know, listening, and I'm trying to figure out how can you do this? How can you do this? You know, and then I get a call from Ciso Negron.
Okay.
He
Shout out
started
to Ciso.
a band. Shout out to Ciso Negron. He says, I'm gonna give you an opportunity, you know, and he goes, I got this group, you know, we're gonna call it Grupo Sabor, and he goes, and you're gonna sing, and you're gonna sing with another singer.
This is like singing the lead, or just
singing lead. Okay. Yeah, we were gonna trade off. So then. That person's name is Victor Biting Narvaez. He also passed away quite some time ago, but he had a real impact in me learning how to improvise. Okay. And I used to come to his house, and then, you know, he'd be playing something, and then he'd turn it off. He'd go, go. You know, and I'd be like, you know? And he goes, come on, man. He goes, you have it in you. You have it in you. You have it in you. And then he brought it out. Yeah. And then, you know, I still kept studying, you know, the old school guys. And then there's another singer who came out, and he really had an impact, Domingo Quiñones. And I heard somebody had given me a tape of him live in Puerto Rico, and I started listening. He was just freestyling. It was nothing like he had in his recording, you know. It's like, wow. So then, you know, I started like using parts of the lyrics of the songs, and I would create a soneo, and that's from there. I said, okay, this is how you do this. So then from there, you know, it just took off.
That's cool. That's a nice, awesome. like roll into like being on your own and stuff. What was the first? Was that the first band and group that you were like at lead?
Yes,
with?
Sabor.
Okay.
That was
Sabor.
the first. That was the first group, and then from there I went to Orquesta Veneno, singing merengue.
I remember
Veneno.
that.
My wife still makes fun of me. She goes, "Oh, you guys' dance moves, you know, excuse me."
All cheat on.
Yeah. I mean, we used to have some crazy outfits on, you know.
That's funny.
Vinyl yellow rain jackets on. See-through shirts.
With the moves, everybody doing the same thing.
But, and that was popping for a while, But I was never happy there.
Was that always here in Milwaukee, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was always here. I didn't start venturing out into Chicago until because by then Albert Rivera had moved from Milwaukee. He went to Chicago.
Okay.
And
so that dispersed everybody, or you still was okay.
He was out there and he became successful, man. I mean, he was doing it. He was in a group called 809, which was the old area code for Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
And then he changed the name. He became the leader of the band. He changed the name to Orquesta Isla.
Okay.
And they recorded an album, and that band was, at that time, that was the 90s. Man, that band was hot, man. They were hot. They were really, really, really good. So I started venturing out to Chicago through him.
Because I noticed you go to Chicago a lot.
Yeah.
Has the Midwest scene shaped your or has it shaped your style compared to artists that come from Puerto Rico and New York and all that stuff? Or has it, or did?
I really can't say that it has influenced, because I'm a Puerto Rico salsa guy. You have your New York salsa, Puerto Rico salsa, you have your Colombian salsa, Venezuelan salsa. You can listen to all of that, and it's similar, but it's also different. But I always lean to the Puerto Rico salsa, the typical.
You've been sharing the stage with some big name people.
Yeah.
And so how has that influenced you, or like how was that experience on going up next to like a legends and shit?
Man, it's a feeling like no other, man. I mean, especially
you gotta,
with
all your shit and like get yourself extra prepared and stuff.
Yes, definitely, a lot of studying. When I backed up, I was fortunate to back up. I believe it was the second Chicago Salsa Congress, and they brought Cheo Feliciano. Oof. And I got a call and said, "Hey man, I want you to do coro, man." I said, "For who?" He said, "Cheo Feliciano." I'm like, "What?" They're like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Oh my God."
That's cool.
So we rehearsed, got ready. When we went to do the show, man, Cheo came. I'll never forget. He came from this side. He put his hand on my shoulder, man, and I froze. I was like, "Oh my gosh." This dude is like my idol, Yeah,
you tried to like keep your composure or something.
Yeah, man, it was, but the nerves broke once the band started playing and he started singing his songs. Everything came natural, and I got the opportunity to afterwards to come up to him, and I was like, "Man, you were so influential in me becoming a singer, and you're my idol,
Yeah.
And he's like, he looked at me. He's like, nobody's ever said that to me before.
That's cool to be able to even say that, right? Like some people's idols and stuff you don't even really get to meet and shit.
He's like, nobody's ever said that to me. Not like that, And he gave me a big hug and he said, whatever it is that you're doing, keep doing it,
Yeah. Is that one of the ones that stood out to you out of all the people that you shared the stage with?
Yeah. Them, Tito Nieves. Oh my gosh, I backed him up like 10 times, I believe. La India, I did her show like 4 times. Jose Alberto Canario, Cano Estremera.
When you back them up and stuff, is it different with all the artists?
Yeah.
Or do you have to or is it the same thing kind of? But
no, it's a little different. Tito's, he's laid back. He likes to have fun on stage. La India she's hectic.
Shout out to La India. She's a legend for sure.
She's hectic, man. I'll never forget, man. I had bought we did her show at the Cuban Festival in Chicago, and I had bought a $35 cigar, and she snatched it. I wasn't looking, and I had it lit, and I just lit it, and she snatched it out of my hand and went up to her microphone and started singing.
Sing it with it?
Which he smoked the whole thing.
Oh, shit. You're like, damn. That's pretty cool, though. Shoot.
But after the show, she was like, "Gracias, papi, por el cigarro." I said, "No," I said, "You owe me $35."
Me debe 35 pesos.
She started laughing, but her show is hectic, man. You make a mistake, she's gonna let you know about it.
That's good as a professional. That's like how artists should be almost.
Yeah.
You gotta. It's your
To an extent. Yeah. Jose Alberto Canario. Ooh, man, that show is
more strict than
that show is so strict because he's real conscious of everything. He hears a piano player hit a wrong note, or hit the wrong key. He's gonna let him know about it. He's gonna sing to him about it. And if the coros mess up, he will put you on blast, like right there in front of everybody, man. He did that to us. Actually, one time he changed the coros on one of his songs and to a Gran Combos coro. Julia. Julita, and he sang it wrong. And then we looked at him, we were like, that's not how it goes. Man, he had a heart attack. He did I swear to God, he did 20 soneros about us, man. Making fun of us. Making fun of us, man. I was so mad.
That's funny. What are some of the biggest lessons you've learned early on early on in your career performing with some of these orchestras?
Number one, always be humble.
Yeah.
Number two, do your job, learn your material, whatever it is that they need you to do, make sure you know it, front and back, sideways. I mean, come prepared.
When you go to share the stage or do backup and stuff like that, you do your practice just like if it was your performance.
I do my practice probably, if I'm going to do a backup, probably 5 times more than I would my own stuff. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I want to make sure it's good.
Yes. And there are lots of times where, they'll send you an MP3, but you have to go look on YouTube and see a live version of it because they change stuff. So,
okay.
Yeah. So you got to always
hear the original sound.
Yeah. They totally change it. And it's like, whoa, okay, that's not on the record. But, so you got to be prepared. You have to be disciplined.
Yeah. What is when was it the first time that you made your first record or recorded your first song?
For my own?
For your own stuff.
It was called Bailando Contigo. That was my first recording.
Oh, okay.
And I, pretty much did this on my own. On Facebook one day, and I see, you always get that, people you may know.
Yeah.
And then it says, a couple hundred mutual friends. So I seen Javier Fernandez. So I clicked on him. Then I seen, he's got a CD out called Javier Fernandez Big Band. So I said, I went and looked on YouTube, and that album just blew my mind. The horn arrangements, I mean, everything. It was just coming at you 150 miles an hour. I was like, wow.
Yeah, that song is on Spotify.
Yes, it is.
Make sure you go ahead and download it. Yeah. I got all your stuff already.
Awesome, man.
Out of all the ones that you've made so far, is there anyone that stands out? Which one's your favorite? I have 2. Or the one that means more to you?
The one that means more to me, it would have to be Déjate de Cuentos.
What is that?
It just stood out to me. It was actually an old, super, super old Cuban tune. And if you hear that version, my version sounds nothing like it.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Todavía salsa.
Yeah, it was like a salsa, Cuban salsa. But it was like going 100 miles an hour, Yeah. But what stood out to me was the chorus line. Déjate de cuento, mulata, yo sé que tú bailas sabroso. But they were doing it real fast.
Is that like their style, the Cuban style?
Yeah, the old Cuban style.
Más rápido.
And also, I was perusing YouTube, looking at. I'm always doing that. I was going on YouTube and start searching for videos, and looking at different things. And when I ran into that, I'm like, wow, that's so catchy,
Mm-hmm.
So I sent it to Javier, and he's like, man, he goes, we can do something with this, He goes, I'll make you an arrangement. So he made the arrangement and he sent it back to me. I was like, holy cow, But and a lot of I've gotten a lot of super positive feedback off of that tune.
Yeah, no, I think all your stuff is. And I've used it before on some of the podcast intros and outros. I always promote
thank you.
the music
Appreciate
and stuff
that.
because it sounds pretty badass. Like when you're recording this, like any of the songs and stuff, do you te tiran la pista primero and then they send you the track first and then you write to it, or do you write something and then you put a track to it? How do you do that with salsa?
Actually, they create. They go record. I pay them, of course, and then they record everything, and then they send it to me, and then I go into a studio and, bang it out.
Yeah, la salsa tuya is like a lot of more like romantics, like salsa more romántica. Or?
I have one that's out on all the digital platforms. Por mí no te detengas. I have another one coming that's not out yet, but it's titled Escondidos, which is pretty much done, but I just have not released it yet because my plan is to make a CD with, of course, some of the songs that I've already recorded and already are out there, but I'm gonna add 4 new ones that are gonna be in that CD. So that's why it's taken me so long to put it out there.
I noticed you have a lot of singles that you have out there.
And then we do that, just to keep the name relevant.
Okay.
Junior Rivera. Oh, otro tema. Okay, let me listen to this. My latest one, Huitinila, which is actually. I was
just listening to it.
It's actually a remake from Ismael Rivera, Maelo Rivera, el sonero mayor from Puerto Rico. May he rest in peace. He recorded that, I believe it was 1972, 73, somewhere around there. That's another one. I went to a dance social. My wife wanted to dance.
Okay.
She's the dancer. I'm the singer.
You're supposed to lead, man.
I don't know. No. I'm like Run DMC, bro. I got 2 left feet.
Oh, no, man.
My Adidas.
What about la rutina and dancing and stuff?
Yeah.
Do you do that a lot too, or do you just kind of get up there and sing?
My whole focal point is singing. The guys that can do all that dancing, hey man, I applaud you, bro. Go ahead, knock yourself out.
Do a lot of breath and shit after that.
Man, it's like aerobics, man.
Yeah, it sure is, dude.
But anyways, I went to a dance social and the DJ played the song Huitinila, and I'm like, listening, it's totally my version and the original version. Again, so totally different. The soneros are all original. The only thing that's original is the beginning part, the beginning lyrics. That's it, and the chorus line. After that, it's the arrangement is all original, totally different. Getting a lot of great feedback from Puerto Rico cats.
And you got some spins around. I mean, like salsa in general, also like it has a deep roots in Puerto Rico and Latin America and all that stuff. What does the genre mean to you personally?
To me, I mean, for me, salsa is everything. It's even surpassed my love for rap hip hop. I mean, that's Puerto Rico, that's what it represents, Puerto Rico, and that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do, So, it's like I said, Huitinila is getting a lot of listening in Puerto Rico. I had a friend of mine from Puerto Rico say, "Hey, man, and people are talking about you."
That's cool.
So your name's getting passed around. They're like, who is this dude? And I'm an old guy. I'm not a new generation. I've been around. I've just been doing this for 46 years now.
It's a long time, though, bro.
Just turned 60 in June, and it's like, whoa,
Wow, but you're still doing it, man. What are some of the salsa legends that you grew up studying and listening to?
Oh man, like I said, Hector Lavoe, Peter Conde Rodriguez, Joe Feliciano, Ismael Miranda, Ismael Quintana, just to name a few, man.
Any new ones that kind of stand out to you? Like
the newer ones were, of course, Cano Tremera. I mean, he's he was the master of improvisation. I mean, that dude, I believe he did 100 and something soneos in a row that did not repeat in a concert.
He just freestyled all the way through.
Just freestyling it. And him, Domingo Quiñones, who's another one who's an amazing improviser of salsa. Michael Stewart. I'm a fan of Michael Stewart, man. I think that dude doesn't get the credit that he deserves.
Yeah.
He could sing. He's got a great voice, and he's got a great showmanship on the stage, man. Super nice person to work with.
Keeps you entertained.
Yeah.
Through the whole thing. Do you think salsa is evolving in the new generation, or do you try to keep that old style, or do you try to adjust to the new style?
I listen to a lot of the new generation stuff, and like the whole salsa con reggaeton thing came out, and it faded. It faded out. You really don't hear that anymore. A lot of these new cats, honestly, it's disappointing to hear them because they have all that auto-tune on their voice, and it's like, wow, dude, come on, man.
It'd be a lot too, man.
It's like too much.
Yeah.
Too much.
Sounded like back in the day where you put the little thing in your mouth and shit.
Right. Roger Troutman and Zap,
Right.
Bounce to the ounce. But I try to keep it. I try to keep it as traditional as I can.
Trying to keep that
there's some aggression in my music. It's in your face. It's for the average listener, you're gonna hear a lot of stuff. A lot of the guys in the band don't like playing my stuff. Like, man, dude, this shit's too hard, bro. Like trumpet players, they have a lot of notes. What did this trumpet player in Puerto Rico tell me? He says, man, si tú llegas a venir para acá a cantar, dice, no me llame a mí.
Para la trompeta.
Yeah, he said, no me llame a mí. Esos arreglos tuyos tienen muchas notas.
That's funny. Would you have you done any performances in Puerto Rico?
Not yet. Cool. Hopefully, I'm not really pushing it either. So if it happens, that'll be great. If it doesn't, then it is what it is.
In Milwaukee, although you do a lot of the salsa congresses and all that stuff, and Chicago has a good scene of them. But in Milwaukee, también tiene like the scene, a good community, Latino community and stuff like that. Have they reciprocated your music, or have they supported, or have we supported your music like you thought?
Not to the point where I thought they would. But I do get a lot of good feedback from people. I've had people come up to me, I came here tonight because they said you were singing. So, it makes me feel good. I have done, aside from bringing the whole orchestra, I have done like track shows. I don't like to do those a lot because then, promoters and club owners tend to, if I just pay him to sing the tracks, I don't have to pay for the whole band. So
that's true.
I want to keep, putting food in the guys' mouths,
Yeah.
And I like, having my guys behind me, have up there having a good time.
You have an orquesta right now, so like for you, right?
Well, the orquesta that's backing me up is Orquesta Ayala, Wichi and Tony Ayala. They have the Orquesta Ayala, the 90s salsa tribute band. So I chose them. I always knew they could do the job. And I wanted to keep it all Milwaukee.
That's cool.
Because in the beginning, when I first started, became a solo artist, I was using cats from Chicago, and you're hearing the rumblings. Ese tipo viene con los orquestas de Chicago,
Bien críticos son la gente también, brother.
That's the Boricua way, bro.
Yeah, exacto. Yeah, that's true. I can see people like, pero no están usando nadie aquí.
Yeah, exactly. So now, what do you have to say now?
Right.
But they're doing an amazing job, man. I mean, they work really, 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 really hard.
Do you feel more comfortable haciéndolo vivo con una orquesta o grabando or recording in the studio, like playing with an orchestra, or like
I'd rather
recording in the studio?
In the studio, man. It's like you're there by yourself, and you got the engineers looking at you. You messed up.
Otra
vez.
So you rather like record in the studio?
Yeah. When I did Bailando Contigo, I went to Puerto Rico to record my vocals, and
Okay.
I went to Rolo Studios, which is one of the famous studio in Puerto Rico. You know, Gilberto Santa Rosa, Victor Manuel is recorded there. You know, Don Perignon. I mean, almost everybody goes there. You know, and
That's cool. ¿Viste la diferencia? Like, did you see the difference in engineer and the construction?
Night and day, night and day. Rolando, he knows what he's doing, man. Does an amazing job. I had went there right after Hurricane Maria, maybe like 3-4 months.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was pretty sad to see, man. The destruction that hurricane did to the island.
Yeah, coming down, you see all the blue charts. It's heartbreaking.
Yeah, and then the roads. When I'm trying to get there, you know, I had to call him. I was like, hey, you know, I think I'm not going to make it on time, and these roads got huge, you know, potholes in them. He's, no te preocupes, chico, llega.
What are some good signs of a good engineer or producer?
You know, first and foremost, a good engineer should have a good ear. You know, especially when you're doing vocals. And you know, because you can hear the mistake in how you pronounce a word, you know,
like notes wise and all that.
Yeah, notes wise and pronunciation. You know, you might say a word to somebody, stop. You know, esa palabra, no, eso no va ahí. Eso no se dice así. You know, so.
Qué disparate dije. That's funny.
Eso es un disparate, chico.
No, that's good.
You know, but you know, he knew that I was from Milwaukee, so
yeah.
You know, their saying is, oh, él es de allá afuera, él no es de aquí, de allá afuera.
Gringo, like something like that. For in Milwaukee here, what is what are some of the hardest parts of being an independent artist or salsa artist here in Milwaukee?
It's
today, like in general.
It's challenging, man. Being, you know, independent basically means, you know, you're like an entrepreneur. You're coming out of pocket. You know, you're coming out of pocket, you know, for everything. Back in the day, it was like, you know, you got signed by a record label, you know, and they took care of everything. All you did was show up and record. Now, you know, you're paying your studio time, you know, you're paying musicians, you know, and then you got to
your own label, yeah,
your own label. Then you gotta, you know, JR Records. You know, you gotta go on. I use CD Baby. So you gotta go on CD Baby, and you gotta do all the legwork. You gotta put the tune on there. You gotta
ASCAP and all that stuff.
Yeah, exactly. All that. I mean, it's time consuming.
Yeah,
it gets frustrating at times, but you know, when you love what you do, I mean, you know, you keep going.
Yeah. What is something that that'll surprise fans that they don't know about you?
That they don't know about me?
Outside of music.
Well, you know, like I said in the beginning, you know, I'm a dad. You know, I'm a husband. You know, I'm a son. You know, and I'm a brother.
Yeah.
I got 3 other brothers. You know, and I'm like really laid back. You know, and to myself.
Yeah, one of the things that stood out to me, man, it was like, although you didn't talk or whatnot that much Spanish, no se nota de nada, brother.
No, it's just the years.
Like, it's just like I wouldn't have said, like, I wouldn't have known that if you didn't tell me that.
Yeah.
Because like when you sing, there's no accent or like it sounds just like all the other salsa stuff.
No,
that's one thing that
you
kind of stood out to me.
Really,
that's pretty cool.
Thank you.
Like adjusting to that.
Yeah, you got to work
taking
really
off that accent.
You got to work really, really hard at that. So I don't know. I can't tell you how many times I would rehearse a song before I went to the studio to record it, man. I mean, over 100 times.
Yeah.
Yeah. On my phone, and then I'll listen. Like, man, I messed that word up. Go back, do it again. You know.
Are there little things like that you do to like practice, like your vocals, like record yourself or?
Yeah, I do on my phone. I do a lot of recording of myself. I'm probably my worst critic. You know, I'm all.
Yeah, same here.
It sounds like shit.
No me puede criticar más que yo, like,
you know,
or yourself.
Like, sounds like shit, man. Damn, you know. Let me try to get this right. You know, and you know, just keep doing it.
Yeah. If you can collaborate with any artist, past or present, what artist would that be?
Past, Cheo Feliciano. Present,
yeah,
I would have to say Tito Nieves, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is that? A certain style, the way
It's just his style. With Tito, you know, I've been told that when I sing his songs that I sound like him a lot. Oh, yeah. So yeah. So
okay.
we backed him up one time, and his musical director, he was like, "Any of you guys know these songs? You know, we need you to sing." I said, "Yeah, I know all his songs." You know, he's like, "Okay, well, you're gonna sing." You know, so he's playing. It's Bobby Allende, world known, okay, you know, percussionist, you know, conguero, and he's playing, and all of a sudden I start singing the songs, and he looks up at me. Then I see him kind of like look around, and then afterwards he was like, "Hey, yo, man, you not for nothing, man, but you sound like a lot like Tito, you know."
Yeah.
And and one of his other musicians one day was like, "Man, I don't see why we need Tito for, bro. We got one right here. We just let him sing all the songs." I said, "Am I gonna get paid like Tito?"
Right. Let me see the check.
$100.
Right. Get out of here. What advice would you give like a 14-year-old that's trying to do what you're doing now? What advice would you give him?
Honestly, right now, the way the music scene and the music situation is, man, I tell them don't do it.
Really?
But if they really, really wanted to, man, it's just, you know, my advice is, you know, rehearse. You know, practice. And, you know, above all things, you know, always be humble. Be ready to accept constructive criticism, you know, and don't take it to heart. Take it and learn from it and better yourself.
That's good. Great advice. Pick that and run with it. So what's next for Junior? What do you got coming up? What's cooking?
This Friday, I will be in Madison. Dane dances at the Monona Terrace. We start at 6:00.
There's salseros in Madison?
Yeah,
I just like
yeah. There's a lot of Colombians, man. Yeah, well, you know, from the university. So, but they do this Dane dances thing in August. It's every Friday. They had to cancel last week Friday. Unfortunately, I think it was because of the protests or something like that.
Yeah.
With whatever's going on. You know, this Friday I just got today. We're gonna go ahead. What's gonna happen, man? Let's kick some ass. And I'm like, cool. I'm ready. You know,
that's what's up. That's what's up.
And after that, really don't have anything left in the books. I will say this has been a great year for Junior Rivera.
I've seen you in a lot of
Jazz in the Park, Summerfest, live at the lakefront. You know, Dane dances. I mean, I can't complain.
Which has been one of your favorites?
Summerfest is always my favorite.
Yeah. Big crowd.
Yes. And Jazz in the Park is a close second, man. That night was perfect, man. The weather was great. The crowd was amazing. That's always a good time.
Yeah, no, all those you hit up pretty much all the major outdoor events, really.
Yeah, no. My compay Albert was telling me, he said, "Bro, you had all the big gigs this year. You bum."
I know, but from like last couple of years, you weren't on so many, but
this year I hit him hard. Hopefully, you know, God willing, you know, next year it'll be even better.
Yeah.
Start pushing, you know, because by next year for sure, you know, that CD will be out, and you know, start pushing that thing and you know, see what happens.
No, man, I wish you all the best on that, and I'm pretty sure that, you know, hopefully the ball goes, you know, gets going, and
yes,
you'll be on more shows all the time.
Yeah, that would be great.
And that brings us to the rapid fire segment of the pod. So the rapid fire segment of the show is sponsored by nobody. So if you want to holler at me to hit me on the hip to sponsor it, we're going to go through a few questions quickly pertaining to Puerto Rico and Salsa and stuff like that. So,
okay.
So you ready?
I'm ready.
All right.
Ready.
So what's your favorite Puerto Rican food?
Mofongo. Con carne frita.
Ahora, mofongo o arroz con gandules?
Mofongo.
Yeah. What's your favorite beach in Puerto Rico, si tiene una?
There's a beach in Manatí. I can't remember the name of it right offhand, man, but it was beautiful.
What's your favorite salsa singer of all time?
Joe Feliciano.
Old school salsa or modern salsa?
Both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your favorite place to visit on the island?
Guavate, where all the lechoneros are.
Yeah.
And you can go spot to spot, man, and you see that lechon, you know, like a rotisserie, you know. Oh my gosh, the smell
And
is amazing.
Right. What's your favorite Puerto Rican dessert?
That's a good one. It would be a quesito with guava.
Okay, yeah.
Not good for a type 2 diabetic.
Coquito or piña colada?
Coquito.
Yeah. What's your favorite Puerto Rican holiday?
My favorite Puerto Rican holiday, Dia de los Reyes.
Yeah.
Tres Reyes.
Okay. Bomba or plena?
Bomba.
Yeah. What's your favorite Puerto Rican slang word?
Slang word? Man, there's so many, man. Ea rayo. That would have to be my favorite.
What's your favorite Puerto Rican baseball player?
Roberto Clemente.
Yeah.
Yes.
And what's your favorite Puerto Rican salsa band?
Favorite Puerto Rican salsa band? Man, I would have to say Don Perignon y La Puertorriqueña.
Yeah.
Man.
Okay. What's your favorite thing about what's your favorite thing about the Puerto Rican culture?
Man, it's just so many things to say. You know, the music, the arts. You know, the people, how loving they are. You know, it's a great feeling being Puerto Rican, man.
Yeah.
Yes.
3 words that'll describe your music.
Danceable, agresiva, and a lot of swing, man. Mucho swing.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
Mucho swing.
Thank you, brother, again, man. I appreciate you for doing this. It's always it's inspiring to see Puerto Rican culture and represented in the right way. And
thank you.
I'm pretty sure you'll inspire a lot of other people coming up.
Hopefully so.
So is there any parting words or anything that you want to leave the public with?
Just, basically, look me up on YouTube. My channel is Junior Rivera Official. Look me up there. Click on that little subscribe button. It's free. And it helps me. Same thing with Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music. You'll find my stuff there, and download it. Hope you enjoy it.
Yeah, like you said, mi gente, make sure you follow him on social media also. And yeah, he's on all the platforms basically, Spotify and Apple Music and everything. Support local music, and remember, every episode that we do is another mission. Every mission is another area we get taken from. So until next time,